Tired of dealing with annoying flies, fruit flies, and gnats in your home? The Zevo Flying Insect Trap is your ultimate solution. Don't wait. Check out the link in the video description now to get your Zevo Flying Insect Trap on Amazon and enjoy a bug-free home today.
Missing Morgan Stanley boss Jonathon Bloomer's twin brother has said it is still a wait-and-see situation as hopes of finding him and his wife alive in the Sicily superyacht tragedy fades. 6 people including Mr. Bloomer, his wife Judy, British tech tycoon Mike Lynch and his 18-year-old daughter are still missing after the £30 million Bayesian superyacht capsized early yesterday morning. Rescuers are now frantically searching for trapped survivors and have warned that the next 24 hours are critical if there is to be any hope of finding anyone alive, with the distant possibility there could still be an air pocket inside the wreck. Jeremy Bloomer has said his family is coping the best we can and has not received any new updates on the search efforts, beyond that divers are struggling to access the wreck of the boat. He told the BBC the situation is terrible and something that's beyond your wildest imagination. He added, "It's a slow process and it will take time. So there might be air pockets, but we don't know. He was my older brother by half an hour. So it means a lot when you lose a twin brother. It's still wait and see, so fingers crossed. I'm just numb. That's it, you don't know what to think and you can't believe it's happened." Locals of Knockleton, Kent, where Mr. Bloomer and his wife used to spend weekends in a £5 million country house on the edge of the picturesque village, also said they were stunned by the news. Harry O'Senton, who managed the local pub The Three Horseshoes where the couple would occasionally be seen, said, "It is quite a shock. I remember Mr. Bloomer, would come in here occasionally with his family. I don't think he lived in the village full-time, but was in here at the start of the summer." Neighbors to couple's large country house that has a separate cottage in the extensive grounds also expressed their shock. They said, "We have been following on the news and saw Jonathon's name. He mostly used the place at the weekends. I guess it was his country home and he lived in London most of the time." Others in the village said they had been following developments in the tragedy but did not know Mr. Bloomer. "I feel dreadfully sorry for his family," said a resident who asked not to be named. "I cannot imagine what they must be going through." Mr. Bloomer, 70, was chairman of the international arm of the U.S. banking giant Morgan Stanley. His country home was formerly a children's home from 1954 to 1965. Search teams in Sicily say the boat he was on with his wife is marooned 164 feet below the surface on the seabed and is so deep that dive teams can only go down for 10 minutes at a time, with their efforts being hampered by furniture blocking the entrances. One expert has claimed that the ship, which is almost completely intact despite not being anchored in a safe place before it sank, could have trapped pockets of air inside that might allow survivors to stay alive after the unprecedented disaster. There have been instances in the past of people surviving for days underwater in these circumstances, but rescue divers have warned that they are prepared to find bodies instead of living, breathing survivors. One person is confirmed to have died after the £30 million superyacht was struck by a terrifying waterspout at around 5 a.m. on Monday morning, with the ship's captain emotionally claiming "we didn't see it coming" from his hospital bed. It is believed the ship sank after its mast, one of the tallest in the world at an enormous 246 feet high, snapped during the brutal incident and keeled over, taking the hull beyond the down-flooding angle, according to nautical experts. Divers attempting to get inside the superyacht have found their progress impeded with furniture blocking the entrances and exits. Those in charge of the operation say the specialist divers are struggling to reach the cabins where survivors might be and are having to drill their way into the lounge. Luca Cari, head of emergency communications for Italy's fire and rescue department, said divers can see nothing inside the yacht from the outside and have only been able to inspect the bridge deck, the room from which the captain navigates. Describing the challenges faced by the divers, she told local news agency ANSA, they can stay underwater for a maximum of 12 minutes, 2 of which are needed to go up and down. So the real time to be able to carry